Kinahuzu. Thank you for joining us, Lillian. And Lillian, you're there? Lillian, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Lillian. Now, I know that you're a teacher who's not originally from Mandera. And of course, the first question that many of us would have, as other teachers were refusing to go back to work, you made a decision to go back to Mandera. Why would you do that?
Hello?
Yes, Lillian. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, my question is, we do know that many teachers did refuse to go back to Mandera because of insecurity. However, you are not originally from Mandera, but you decided to go back. Why would you do that?
Yeah, due to insufficient employment down Kenya, that gives us a reason to come back to Mandera.
Mm-hmm.
Mandera, I think, is a place where you come, you will get something to do.
Okay, and
yes.
There are those who possibly would have said they would rather seek other jobs other than teaching, but you decided you'd still go back and do that. Didn't you find like it was too risky for you?
Yeah, I know it is risky, but it depends on what you've gone through. I've been in Nairobi hustled for more than 10 years without a job. So the only option I had was Mandera.
Okay, and now with the recent happenings, would you still stay in Mandera?
Actually, last year, after the last year's attack, I was in Mandera. I still came back in January. I also came back in April.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still here.
Okay, and maybe your thoughts on what has happened so far in Mandera, given that now we have this attack that took place early this morning.
Yes. We have visited the hospital and also the mortuary.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the casualties,
mm-hmm.
the deaths. And right now we had to come back to the house. No business is going on at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are not sure of what will happen next. That is actually life here in Mandera. When such an incident happens, you are not sure of what will happen next. So you have to stay indoors and wait until things are maybe announced, okay, then you move out and go on with your business.
All right, Lillian, now that you've gone and seen the bodies and seen what's going on, how does that leave you feeling as an individual?
Yeah, it's painful. Actually, really hurt. Even though I'm not related to those people, but I'm really hurt. We are shedding tears here. We are in fear. It is really painful.
Okay. Now, you're not originally from Mandera. How is it for you living there as one who, wasn't born there?
Sorry?
You are not originally from Mandera, right?
Yes, yes.
How is it for you living there amongst the locals?
Yeah, we get used to them.
Mm-hmm.
We get used to what happens around, and we say this is Kenya after all. We actually come back to Mandera because this is Kenya.
Okay.
And I think the only thing that needs to be done is security. The government needs to deal with it so that in case there is anything happening, then serious steps and actions should be taken.
Okay.
Because we've seen these things recurring after some period of time, another thing will happen.
All
and
right.
That leaves our lives in fear, which also becomes dangerous.
Okay. Lillian, before I let you go, from a layman's perspective, now that you've been living in Mandera for a while, do you think the curfew would have helped or avert this particular attack?
I think even after Ramadan, the curfew should still go back in place.
Mm-hmm.
At one point or another, it helps because we don't have a lot of people moving around, the young boys idling and so forth.
And how does the curfew affect your normal way of living, especially when it is on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, it does affect me in so many ways, but we get adapted to it because if that is the situation here, then we get adapted to such a life, and that's how we are supposed to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get used to it. You have to do your things during the day, in the time you have, then get back to the house, prepare your meal, eat, and wait for the next day.
Okay, and now, Lillian, when you return to school, if that, we don't know how long that is going to take,
Yes.
but when you do return to school, is there a way you talk to the students to try and, sort of just let them know that this too can pass away?
Yeah, I have personally developed a personal relationship with the students, and I don't generalize. I treat them like my own sons and daughters. And I keep speaking to them. I know at one point or another, the word I'm speaking into their ears at one point or another will help or will be remembered in the future. So we don't have, as much as this is happening, we love Kenya, we love Mandera, we love the Somalis in Mandera.
All right, thank you.
Don't have any hatred, yes.
All right, thank you very much, Lillian. And I must say that you are one who is very different. I must say you're very courageous and brave. And thank you for sharing with us. Thank you. Well, yes, in case you're joining us now, it's just updates that we're getting from Mandera. There was an attack at around 1 a.m. that early this morning. And so far we have reports coming in that we have 13 people confirmed dead. We also have 9 who may be airlifted to Nairobi for further treatment. From what the Secretary General of Red Cross, Abbas Gullet, told us, the nature of the wounds is mainly gunshots. We also have some who have suffered some injuries from an explosive, and that could be the grenade, so shrapnel that may have injured them, and we'll keep you posted. We know that the quarters housed around 150 people, mainly quarry workers, who because of the attacks that they have had decided to come and live together in one community, but this seems to not have averted this particular attack, and it seems to have been a very well orchestrated and planned attack, given that there are certain security measures that were compromised. For instance, the lighting that is there had already been tampered with, and as a result, when the attackers were escaping, it was not possible to get a good visual of them. However, we have been told that the response time was this time 10 minutes tops, which of course is a great improvement, and according to Abbas Gullet, this also has helped save lives. So as we continue, we shall let you know as this unfolds. Okay, so now by close of 2014, more than 50 people had been killed by Al-Shabaab militants in Mandera County. Mandera town specifically has been a well-known soft target for terror attacks. Our senior reporter Patrick Amimo now takes us through the history of the attacks in this town.
On 22nd November 2014, gunmen believed to be Al-Shabaab fighters attacked a bus traveling from Mandera to Nairobi, killing 28 passengers. Majority of those killed were teachers and government workers who were returning home for the December holidays. 10 days later, on 2nd December 2014, the militants attacked and killed 36 quarry workers near Mandera town. The Mandera killings, in which 64 people were massacred in a span of 10 days, raised an uproar with the Kenya National Union of Teachers asking their members to boycott Mandera and other insecurity-prone counties of northeastern Kenya. In 2013, there was an attack in Mandera, but no injuries were reported. This was on the evening of 9th January 2013, when 2 grenades were thrown into the World Food Program compound in Mandera town. The attack occurred as a group of worshippers was leaving a nearby mosque after their evening prayers. The porous Kenya-Somalia border has witnessed several incursions by Al-Shabaab fighters in the counties of Mandera, Wajir, Garissa, Tana River, and Lamu. On 16th June 2014, at least 48 people were killed when around 50 heavily armed Al-Shabaab gunmen from Somalia launched a major assault in Mpeketoni. They attacked a police station, hotels, and government offices. The attackers randomly shot at civilians, some of whom had been watching the World Cup. The government had imposed curfew in the 5 counties, but lifted it to allow the Muslim faithful celebrate the month of Ramadan. However, in the run-up to the holy month of Ramadan, the Inspector General of the National Police Service, Joseph Boynet, issued an alert that Al-Shabaab militants had planned several attacks in various parts of the country and called on citizens to be vigilant and report any suspicious elements to the security agencies. A few days later, on 14th June, Al-Shabaab militants attacked Baure military camp in Lamu, which is close to the Somali border. 15 Al-Shabaab fighters were killed in that botched attack, and a cache of arms recovered. 2 terrorists of Caucasian origin were also killed during the attack. Several others fled with injuries towards Boni Forest, and the security agencies are still hunting for them. In April this year, Al-Shabaab fighters attacked Garissa University College and massacred 148 people, majority of them students. That attack remains the deadliest on Kenyan soil since the August 1998 bombing of the US Embassy in Nairobi, which killed more than 200 people and injured over 5,000. Patrick Amimo, KTN.